Okay, so here's an update video to the terrain physics, and we're going to create a third-person template. And once we're in our template, we're going to go to plugins and then look for the Voxel plugin, and we're going to enable that and restart the project. And then we're just going to quickly add a voxel world. There you go. So I don't have any rocks or meshes in my project currently, so I'm going to quickly add some with the Mega Scan forest path, which just has some basic rocks, but you can use whatever you like. And then in contents, we're going to make a new folder and call it simulated foliage or whatever you really want, doesn't matter. And then in here, we're going to go to voxel. We're going to do mesh spawner, and then we're going to also do voxel spawner config, main, and then mesh. Again, naming conventions don't really matter. It's just what I'm doing. And then before we forget, we're going to go to voxel spawners. Click on the voxel world, go to voxel spawners, and then add that config. And then double click on the config. It's going to bring up this window. So in the spawner config, we're just going to hit the plus icon and then add the mesh. And then with that new mesh created, we can double click on it here or here, doesn't matter. And then we're going to just add a rock. And you can already see that they're adding to the scene, which is good. I'm just going to turn down the density so it's a bit more exciting. Maybe mess with the sizing. And this is actually all we have to do here, so we can close out of both of these. So now if you go to your third person blueprint, we're going to open this up and we're just going to drag it up here so we have it. Then we're going to go to voxel content. If you don't see it, just try playing with the stuff over here. And then we're going to look for cubic destruction, first person. And this is where all the code's going to be. Don't mind the errors. That doesn't really matter right now because we're just going to be stealing it all anyway. So when you open up, it's going to be a bunch of stuff, but all we really need is the dealing with impact and voxel physics. So you can just shift select and grab all this and then hit Control C. And then Control V inside your third person character or first person character, doesn't matter. And ideally you'll already have something set up like a line trace so you can right away plug this in, but if you don't, I'll show you real quick how to do it. So we'll just do left mouse button, line trace by channel, get world location, follow camera, get the forward vector, multiply, change this to a single, and then do something crazy, plus or add, and then I'm going to change that and add it to the end. So then once we have this is our line trace, we can just plug this into the break hit results and then this into the cast voxel world. And then real quick, just create this as a variable, and this is all set. So all we have to do now is add a pin to the sequence, and we're going to do a multi sphere trace by channel, and then we just bring this break hit result down, and we're just going to plug the start and end into the impact point, and then just turn this up to like 200. Because this is going to be the actual triggering for the simulated objects. Then we're going to do a for each loop, plug that in there. We're going to break the hit result. And then from hit component, we're going to cast to voxel hierarchical instance static mesh, which is a mouthful. And then just plug that into there. And then from hit actor, we're going to cast to voxel world. And if you don't see any of these, try clicking on and off context sensitive because sometimes it gets weird. And then from voxel hierarchical instance static mesh, we're going to do spawn voxel by instanced index. And then just plug world into world, and then instance index, you're going to plug it into the hit item, and then just connect that. And now when you hit play, you should have something that looks pretty similar to this. Um, you might want to play with like the sizing and like how your rocks actually like fit in. And once you add like explosions on top or something, it will look very good. So you won't have to worry too much about that. But I hope this helps. I try to make it as short as possible, and not add a bunch of fluff. So if you enjoyed it, please subscribe. And yeah, that's about it.